right, this is thing one on the right and thing two on the left. They're both 2021 CT125s. We took to the Dr. Seuss naming convention because they're identical, and so we thought, okay, what would be a fun way to refer to them where we would know which one we were talking about. So anyway, that's why we used that naming scheme for them. Let's see, modifications on the bike. As you can see, both bikes have Shinko 244 tires on them. The original tires that come on the CT125 are not bad. They're perfectly decent tires if you do a nice mix of road and trail. But like most people who do a lot of off-road riding, I switched out the OGs for something a little bit more knobby, and I've put Shinko 244s on them. I put a 3-inch on the back and a 2.5-inch on the front, and I don't know, my experience has been that's been a pretty good combination. Knobby tires like these are not going to last as long if you do a lot of road riding as the original tires would, but last long enough. Let's see, what else have we done? Well, thing one right now is set up to ride two-up. My wife and I ride together, and so this one has the passenger seat on it. This is a Motion J passenger seat. Literally, you can put it on or take it off in 30 seconds. Okay, you just put it on there. You've got two screws, and that's it. Also, you can see we have a luggage rack on there. I can put a pretty decent sized Nelson rig tail bag on there and put our tools and spares in it, and we can go riding two-up into the forest, and we've got everything that we need with us. Both bikes have setups for the Zumo XT2 GPS. Have a quad lock mount on here with a vibration dampener. I've ridden thousands of miles with my iPhone attached to it. I've never had any issues with the camera, you know, being damaged. Let's see, that really is the only modification to thing one. Now thing two, this is the bike that I generally take when I do long rides. Like when I did the PA Wilds BDR, I did the Smoky Mountains 500 on this. I do a lot of riding up near Canada in Hiawatha National Forest with it, so it has a few more things on it. I usually have a 13-tooth sprocket in it because it carries a 50 to 60 pound multi-day camping pack, so deal with the extra weight. As you can see, it has the rack on it. I keep that's a good place to put bulky but light items and strap them on there. I have bark busters on it to protect my hands. A carrier for my cig bottle. Also a phone mount with a vibration dampener. This literally is called a badass seat cushion. It makes a little bit of a difference. I know the CT125 seat is notoriously uncomfortable. I don't find it that uncomfortable. It's not great, you know, I get it. But, you know, I can do an 8 to 10 hour day on it without a whole lot of pain. But anyway, I put that on there for a little bit of cushioning. When I get into the camping, I'll talk about, you know, all the bags and stuff I have. But the tank bag here is a Nelson rig. I think this is an 8-liter tank bag, and it's just vital. I put all sorts of useful stuff there that I need to get into, you know, in a hurry. Another modification that if you're new is a kickstand pad. You know, by definition, we ride off-road, and a lot of times you're putting your kickstand down in mud, dirt, sand, gravel, or whatever, and the bigger base you can have, the better. It literally has made the difference many times between me being able to get off the bike and not. So that's a cheap and very useful accessory for the bike. We do ride two-up on this bike sometimes, so we have foot pegs for the rear passenger as well. So modifications to the bike, let me talk about those a little bit. I know I've mentioned them before, but I'm reminded something as I'm riding today, and that is I've done what a lot of people do with these bikes. If you're going to ride in hilly terrain, I swapped out the 14 tooth for a 13 tooth sprocket, and right now I'm reminded of why that was such a good thing to do. There's a lot of, I'm going up and down mountains, and like this hill right here, if I had the 14 tooth in, I would be down in second gear, I'm sure of it. But instead, I'm able to go up it in third gear, no problem. And I've got a full multi-day camping pack on, so I'm carrying between 50 and 60 extra pounds. And yeah, the 13 tooth sprocket gives you a little bit more torque, and sometimes it is just enough to make a difference, like here. You would never be able to do this in third gear with a standard sprocket in it. It would bog down and you'd be downshifting into second, like I'm going to do right now because of a turn. I have Shinko 244 knobby tires on it. I have a 2.5 inch in the front, 3 inch in the back. What else have I done? As far as modifications, that's it. You know, I put a charging port on it like everybody does. I have a USB-A and a USB-C dual port on it so I can keep my stuff charged. I do run flat out in the tires. It's I guess they describe it as a liquid Kevlar, but it's supposed to instantly seal punctures, and it gets pretty good reviews. It's just kind of added insurance. I don't know if it works or not, but it sounds like it does. Anyway, that's what I'm running. So, you know, again, modifications. I'm a big believer in. Those of you who are watching this video, my guess is you're watching it because you're interested in the Honda Trail 125. I would suggest that, yeah, if you're going to do any kind of hilly riding, put a 13 tooth sprocket in it. If you don't want to run it all the time because it throws off your speedometer and odometer, I think I've read it throws it off by 6%, makes it 6% optimistic. You know, it overstates the mileage on the bike and the speed. To put in a 13 tooth sprocket, for me, it's about a 15-minute, maybe 20-minute trailside swap. So you can only put it in. You can put it in when you only need it. That's an option. I mean, obviously, if you're going out west and you're gonna do the Rocky Mountain passes, swap it in on the days that you're going to do that. A little extra boost might make all the difference. And I mentioned before, one of the things I really appreciate about it is if you have to stop on a hill, which you do from time to time, and it's easier to get going because you got more torque down low. Can't say enough good things about the Shinko 244 tires. They grip well. It just puts more trail in the Trail 125. Gear it down a little bit, put knobby tires on it, don't overload it, and you're good. Okay, so I'll show you my guidance setup. I've talked about it before, but I don't know if you can see. Gaia, I keep the big picture in view, like that, and then Zumo, I look at the close-in picture. So, macro, micro, and it works well. You don't need to do it, of course, but I like it that way. All right, off we go, back on course. Look at this. This is what you want to be doing on a late summer Wednesday morning.